Hi guys, welcome to my guide to set up Monster Hunter in VR on your Quest 2 standalone without a PC VR connection at all, and to be able to play multiplayer as well on the headset, which is pretty fun. I have to admit, I've been playing it for the last week pretty much non-stop. It's pretty amazing because there's already a lot of people playing online due to the fact the emulator works on computers and mobile phones and now VR devices. There's already a very large community of hundreds of players playing the Monster Hunter games online together through Hunsterverse. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up the PSP emulator in VR to start off with, and we're going to set up the multiplayer for Monster Hunter with Hunsterverse. So I'm just going to go through all the steps. They're pretty boring, so feel free to skip ahead if you are not too interested. The text description of what I'm doing is in the description of the video, but otherwise just skip ahead. At the end of that, I'm going to go through the controls, how I set up, how I play, things like the settings for the graphics of Monster Hunter for the particular games, and then just some showcase of the multiplayer gameplay. Step 1, sign up for Hunsterverse at hunstermonter.net. The link is in the description. Now here, go to directions and follow the Android instructions. First, sign up for the Hunsterverse. You'll make an account name, which remember later on because we'll be making that our PSP nickname. After you've signed up, you'll get an email with a 12-character activation code. Once you've got that, head to their Discord server, go to the welcome channel, agree to the rules by following the instructions. Then once you're on the server, go to bot commands and type !activate and then the code you got sent in your email. Once you've activated yourself on their Discord, you will receive an email with a VPN certificate. So just download that and keep it handy for the time being. Then go to OpenVPN and download their Android APK version of their client, and we'll be loading that onto our Quest 2. Now to emulate the PSP games, we'll be using the emulator PPSSPP. Currently the VR implementation is in a very early experimental phase that's still being developed. However, on their main homepage, you can click the link for their Discord here, and once you've agreed to the rules, there's a VR channel there that in the pinned comment is a link to the file to download the APK version of PPSSPP for the Quest 2. So now that we've got the PSP VR emulator version as an APK, and we've got the OpenVPN file as an APK, we would have had the certificate emailed to us by Hunsterverse as a file. We would have had our legally obtained Monster Hunter games as a .iso file. And we will now go and sideload all this stuff onto our Quest 2. Okay, so now we open Sidequest, and I'm going to plug in my Quest 2 now, and you'll notice that it will detect it as soon as it gets plugged in. So I've plugged it in now, and it's gone green. It can show that it's got it available. Now we're going to install the PSP emulator and OpenVPN by going to this button up here and install the APK from a file on our computer. Now you just select the files that you had open. So you'd select the PPSP emulator and it will install. And you select the OpenVPN client and it will install. And then you've done that part of the process. You would then go into the folder structure and you would create a folder for your PSP games. And I just made a folder to put the certificate in for the VPN. So I've made a folder here called Hunterverse. I spelled it incorrectly, it's actually Hunsterverse. But in this folder, I've just copied and pasted the VPN certificate. And I made a folder for PSP games where I just drop the .iso files. Now, a key element to get this to work is we need to change our nickname on the PSP emulator, and currently in the version that is available right now for the Quest 2, you're going to need to do this with the configuration file. Now, it's very easy to find. So in the folder structure, just go down to PSP and then go to System, and you'll find the file PPSSPP.ini, and you'll be able to save that onto your computer. So I'm using a Mac, but this will work on Windows as well. When you open the PPSSPP.ini file, open it in like a notepad or text editor of your choice, and then just go down and look for nickname. So I just did a Control F to find nickname and edit the file. It will say PPSSPP as the default. Now, if you leave it as the default, they won't let you log in into the servers. So just change that to your nickname that you signed up for Hunsterverse. So I'm AlexVR. Save that and then go back to Sidequest and just drag and drop the file back into that location, and it will overwrite. Okay, so we've loaded the OpenVPN client, and we're just going to load that up. And to add your certificate, you can just click on the orange plus sign, and you just find your file that you've saved onto the Quest. So it will see your folder structure. I can find the folder I've made, and you can import it. And you just turn this on whenever you want to play Monster Hunter VR before you open the emulator. So I'm just going to go for that process again. So I open the OpenVPN when I want to play multiplayer, turn it on, and then go to the emulator. Now, the 16:9 recording is making it look a bit funky, but yeah, essentially, once you're in here, we can go and check the settings. Now, you can make game settings per game, so I recommend doing that. So for Monster Hunter, if you press the pause button, you can make a game config and make per game settings. So this is what I've got set up. Graphics, the most important thing is to turn on auto frame skip. That just makes it nice and smooth. But you can experiment with other titles. Color correction, definitely recommend doing this for all PSP games. Slightly different per game, but generally it's the same each time. Little less brightness, more saturation, more contrast, and slightly less gamma, and it will look much, much better. 10 times resolution for the PSP, but you can change that if you've got issues or on the Quest 1, or if any other game you're having issues. Now, networking, you want to change your MAC address a few times. Do this before you make your character because it will overwrite save data. And you want to turn on enable built-in pro Adhoc server and type in the IP 1042.01 in there. And we're just going to scroll all the way to the bottom. We're going to turn on network chat so we can see what other people say. We can't type in there at the moment in this version, but it's good to see. And finally, you need to set your port offset to 0. It will be default to 10,000, but you need to make sure you do that. And then in system, just double check that your nickname that you changed in the configuration file has changed from the default. So at the bottom here, AlexVR, we're all good. And then finally, there's just some VR settings. So you can turn on the virtual reality mode, 6 degrees of freedom, and FOV between 100 and 200. So I'm just going to pick my character I've been working on for almost 10 hours now. And I'll just show you what it looks like to find an online room. So we're going to load into Yukomo Village on Portable Third, which I think is slightly better than Freedom Unite, but don't crucify me in the comments. So yeah, just walk up to the onsen and click X for the online guild hall. I just pick a random one here. See who's in. And it will load in. And if you open your chat now, you'd see that you get the connection to Hunsterverse message there. Oh, great, there's someone in here. They're out on a hunt right now, but this is where you'd see other players. You can tell people to come into your guild hall. So I'm just going to load another character here that I did before I changed my MAC address. So just be careful with that. So this one kind of is of a save state. So this time there was a few people in here. We got a full room. And yeah, the way online quests and hunts work here, you buy quests from these two lovely ladies, and you post them on the board. So once you've bought them, you can leave a little message for people. It's a good way in VR to tell people that you don't have chat or ask for help. And then the other players in the hall come up to the board here, and they accept the quest. And if they're kind enough to help you and join the quest, they get another little icon above their heads, and then you can head to the door to embark on your quest. So yeah, that's how the online functionality works, and it's super fun. And you can share like guild cards, and they'll show up in your offline hall. But yeah, lots and lots of fun. Okay, so if you are trying to meet up with certain people, or we want to see how many people are online, you go to the Hunsterverse webpage and go to status page. You can see how many people are in Portable Third and Freedom Unite, and the first Freedom game. I can see most people are playing Freedom Unite right now. But yeah, there's a staggering amount of people that play this game daily, hundreds of people. I mean, last night, Portable Third was pretty much maxed out on all of the guild halls. But yeah, it's a great tool to see who's in where, and you can see that, okay, they're farming Tigrex, and they're farming Alatreon. So you can see where your friends are and people in the Discord. And there's a whole bunch of bot commands you can type in the Discord about hunts that are going on, open quests, your ping. It's really great. So if you have fun here, consider supporting Hunsterverse and the PSP emulation project. They're all great causes, and it's a really brilliant thing to have on the Quest team. So I've changed to recording both eyes just to show you how I control and set this up. So you can see that what I do is I switch between flat screen and VR to look at menus. And when I'm in a hunt, I turn my HUD off, so I can be fully immersed, and when I'm in VR, nothing's disturbing me while I'm in combat, so I have a clean look into the game world. And what I've done is the item changing menu, so paintballs and mega potions, I've set the L button that does that also to change the screen to flat screen. So whenever I change to get an item, I can briefly have a look at my health, look at the map, see what items I've got, my sharpness, stuff like this. So that keybind does two things. Presses L for the item swap, and also switch between VR and flat screen, which is handy. And also when you're talking to NPCs, typically you can't see the menu, so you have to switch to flat screen. So I normally set like L2 and R2 just to do that as well on a controller. Now you can play this with Quest 2 controllers, it's fine, but I find it's more fun to pair like a Bluetooth controller. So I'm playing with a PS5 controller, but PS4 controllers, Xbox controllers work, third-party controllers. And in here are the control mapping settings. Pause is the emulator pause and brings up the emulator menu. Open chat, you can see the online chat. And screen is what switches between flat screen and VR. So that's quite an important one to bind, like I mentioned. Now, in most PSP games, the D-pad is actually kind of like the right analog stick. So I not only map the D-pad on my controller, I also map it to the right analog stick, so I get more traditional movement. And there you can see the chat. Yeah, that's how I control Monster Hunter in VR. Yeah, I'm just going to play some multiplayer gameplay that I recorded this week. But if you have any questions, I recommend the PSP emulator Discord, the VR channel. Lots of us helping others out there. And the Monster Hunter Hunsterverse Discord is just great in general. It has all kinds of cool stuff like achievements and tracking, and everyone there is an expert and is helping new players. And there's lots of new players playing on mobile and PC alike. So it's been a great interaction with everyone. But yeah, I could see myself putting another 100 hours into this easily, just on Portable Third. And Freedom Unite works basically the same as I've described, just it's Freedom Unite instead of Portable Third. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been a lot of fun. It's meant that my Quest 2 playtime has gone up drastically in the last week since discovering this. So thank you all for watching, and like, subscribe and comment.